I mean, you're trying to find clean air on the nose of your car. So I mean, I didn't really expect to get to the lead. I was just trying to get clean air on my nose, and it happened. The run timed out perfectly where I could get to his right rear quarter and kind of slow him down a little bit. So I wasn't honestly. I mean, that wasn't even really. I mean, I guess it's a thought, before the restart, but I didn't think. I was just trying to kind of shove him out to lead, and then I never really got to his bumper, so the run just kind of worked out where I was able to go around him, and I needed it to stay green there. I felt like I could have won the race right there because he was really good on short run, and I was terrible on short runs today. But once I could get the top going, I was really good, and I was, right when I moved to up top in 3 and 4 and pulled away, the caution came out. So I felt like I was going to be able to stretch it. I felt like the 78 would probably get by him at some point and then, maybe chase me down. So I knew if I could hold Brad off for a little bit, I would have a good shot, but it didn't work out. And then we had a ton of restarts there, and a couple of them worked out for me, a couple of them didn't. Thankfully the last one worked out, and we were able to get to second.
Go to Kenny.
KennyBruce.net. Kyle, we saw a little bit of everything out there today. It seemed like, can you kind of describe what it was like for you? I mean, the race lasted a lot longer than it normally would. You had a lot of cautions, the red flag at the end. What was it like to go through all of that with the heat and everything?
Yeah, I mean, it honestly wasn't too bad in the car. I didn't think. It's nice being out here with no humidity. I mean, my hair wasn't even sweaty when I got out, so it wasn't too bad. The red flag got a little hot, but I mean, nowhere near like some of the races in the Midwest that we run, or Chicago is terrible. Yeah, I did glance in the stands, and it stinks that the sun beats on them all race. The stands were pretty packed before the race, and then that red flag, it looked like they were pretty thin, but it was so hot. I felt like it was hotter in the sun probably than it was for us in the car. So just a hot day, but hot days make for great racing. Thought the track was awesome. For us to be able to run next to the wall and all over the place was a lot of fun. So wish we could run more races here in the heat.
Go back to Nate.
You said the other day that your playoff outlook would be good if you could eliminate the bad luck of the last couple of years. Did you feel like when you had that tire problem early that the bad luck was occurring again? And is your luck changing that you were able to rebound from that and do so well today?
We're only 1 week in, so I'm sure bad luck will creep up eventually. Yeah, I mean, that was bad luck, but it was also good luck at the same time that it happened off of the corner, down the backstretch, and not into turn 3. Tire didn't come apart and tear the car up. So I knew when we came back out and only lost a lap, it was going to work out pretty quickly, and it worked out. I mean, perfectly. We lost that lap, took the wave around, got back on the lead lap, went on caution like 4 laps later. So it sucked that we lost stage points there. I felt like I probably got 8 or 9 points that stage. And then who knows about the next stage, maybe 8 to 10 more, maybe less. I mean, I lost out on a lot of points today because of the track position that we lost. Can somebody let them in? So yeah, could have been a lot worse, that tire problem, but we did lose out on a lot of points there.
That being said, though, there were, I think, 9 guys or 11 guys who had trouble today. I mean, knowing that you came in with so few playoff points and now come out with a second place finish, do you feel a little more comfortable looking through the first round now?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like you only want a couple guys or a few guys to have bad finishes. You don't want a group of them, because then it allows them to have the guys who had problems have a little less stress because they're all kind of bunched together with not a lot of points. But I haven't even seen the points. I don't know what it looks like, but we had a decent day. I felt like with those stage points that we lost out on, there's probably guys that we ran better than that still gained more points than we did today. So that stinks. But we had a good finish, so that was nice.
We're also joined by a third-place finisher, Martin Truex Jr., driver of the number 78 5-Hour Energy Toyota. We'll continue with questions right here, and then we'll go to Jeff.
Kyle, Alan Michaels from EMG Radio Network. The tire went out first, but after you replaced the tires, did you feel the grip of the tires really getting loose and wearing out real quick?
I don't know. There for a minute, I thought the track freed up, and then I thought it was getting tighter and tighter throughout the race, the last half or so. So, I don't know. It was hot.
Go to Jeff.
Jeff Gluck from jeffgluck.com. Sorry if you already answered this, but in which case just don't. But is there any theory or explanation for why this was such a crazy wild card-ish type race when it's just a normal mile and a half in theory?
Well, I'll let Martin answer. What'd you say? Oh. Is that what you told him? They ran out of talent. I ran out of my tire ran out of talent. Looked like the Fours tire ran out of talent. And then I'm not sure whatever. I don't know who all had issues, what issues they had, but it seemed like a lot of people had issues. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess they're all the red playoff cars. Yeah, that's a bad deal. Hopefully that doesn't happen to me next week.
Go to the far right, and then we'll go to Bob.
Ron Flatter with VSIN. For both of you, the big three obviously dominated up until now 6 races ago. As the worm turned, and Martin, obviously you're one of the big three, but for each of you, do you feel like now that the big three is scrambling to get back to being the big three?
I felt like the 18s struggled here the last few weeks. I'm sure they're trying stuff. Maybe not, I don't know. Martin was really strong today. I felt like he just needed to stay green, and he had the best car. Harvick was a little off of Martin, and then Brad again was really fast, especially on the short runs. And then I felt like I was kind of right there also. So didn't really get to show it much there until the end, but the 18's definitely off their game a little bit right now, but they'll be able to sprinkle some fairy dust and figure it out.
Go to Bob. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think the big three talk is cool for the regular season, but when it comes to the playoffs, it's the big four are going to make the final four, so that's the only thing that matters at that point. And we can talk all we want about who did great in the regular season, but at the end of the day, we're here to win a championship, and at the end of the season, the 4 best guys will be at Homestead, and hopefully we're there.
Go to Bob.
Bob Pockris, ESPN. Kyle, did you have any other tire issues beyond the one that you had today that we saw?
No, I don't think so. That first set that we had on, they said looked perfect. So I was kind of shocked when we must have cut it. I was running the top, and that same corner that I had the issue, I'd entered maybe 4 to 6 inches higher than I had any other laps. So maybe I ran something over. I'm not sure. It didn't sound like I did or anything like that. But once I got to exit and down the backstretch, I realized that my tire was flat. So was able to get down pit road.
Go to Dustin right here. Right there in front of you.
Oh, this is Dustin. Sorry.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports, and forgive me if you've been asked this, but I guess for either one of you, this is the 3rd consecutive time this season somebody's won 3 races in a row, and this is supposed to be the most competitive sport around. I mean, just how good the competition is. So why is somebody able to win 3 in a row if there's so much?
Brad clearly found the horseshoe. 3 races in a row he's won. He has not had the best car. So I mean, if you want to really talk about the sport being what it is, you got to look at that. I mean, obviously he hasn't led the most laps in any of those races, and he showed up at the end with good pit stops and good short run speed. So I think clearly it's pretty obvious, how it worked out. He's hot right now. He's on a streak. That's the way it goes. We finished 3rd with the best car. So the last 3 weeks we had a top 3 car, and we finished 14th or worse in every one of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's a tough sport. A lot of things can happen, and momentum and luck being on your side. There's a lot to say for it. Obviously they're executing. They're doing all the little things right, and that's what it takes to to win these things.
Any additional questions for Kyle or Martin? Thanks for joining us today.